So, hello. So the first time I learned about 3D printing, I was in high school. My teacher told us that through this technology, we can turn computer designs into real-life objects. So it took like a month or two to learn and design until the printer finally arrived at our school. But it arrived in an ice cream truck, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, we uploaded our designs into the ice cream truck, and the results came out almost immediately. Although it's just a little keychain, it's still very fascinating. I'm a student in civil engineering now, so I really didn't have the chance to study about 3D printing anymore. But the idea never seemed to fade away. So today, I'm going to talk about what is 3D printing, how it is used today, and what it might lead to in the future. So what is 3D printing exactly? How does it work? What makes it so special? So let's talk about the traditional ways of manufacturing first. The traditional ways is subtractive, means if we want to create an object, we remove parts from the material to achieve. But 3D printing uses a new method called additive manufacturing. The basic concept of additive manufacturing is first you need to design a digital model on the computer. Then the model will be sliced into layers, and the printer will print it out a layer at a time. So if you can direct your attention to the slides, you can see the differences between subtractive manufacturing and additive manufacturing. And in the next slide, you can see how it works, a layer at a time. So this technique has some very unique benefits, but it also comes with some drawbacks. So what are the pros? First of all, it's easier. Easier access and the flexibility and versatility in this technology allows design and production way more simpler. And then there's the expense. It costs more in the setup phase, but in the long run, the fact that it only uses one or a few machines costs less. And at the same time, it reduces the cost and the waste of material. So it's easier, cheaper, and cleaner all at the same time. But there are still some downsides. First of all, as I mentioned before, easy access means anyone can do it. But what if someone decides to make a pistol or a bomb? That might lead to safety and legal issues. And when it comes to mass production, this is not recommended because traditional ways are still cheaper. And there's the material problem. Not every material is suited for this technology today. But this technology is still young. It's under development. So in the future, these downsides might be eliminated. So next, we talk about the applications. As I mentioned before, the flexibility and the versatility in this technology is outstanding. So it allows fast prototyping and manufacturing. It usually takes weeks and costs thousands and hundreds of thousands to make a prototype. But with this technology, we can sit back, relax, and let the machine do the work. And the prototype will be sitting on our desk in a matter of hours. And customized products is much more cheaper using this method. So this leads to the next thing I want to talk about, prosthetics. As some of you may know, prosthetics are very hard to make because every single one of them is designed for a very specific person. But with this technology's advantages, it can be easily achieved. So people with disabilities don't have to wait for such a long time to get their equipment. And they don't need to worry about outgrowing them. Because if they outgrow them, they can just make a new one themselves. Another exciting application is construction. So New Story, a charity housing organization and icon, a construction tech company. They partnered together, and their goal is to end global homelessness. So what they did is they printed a house, a safe, sustainable, and affordable house. The amazing part of this is that this house can be built in under 24 hours, and it only costs $4,000 US. So it's like, instead of buying a second-hand car, you get a brand new house. Enough of the present. Let's talk about the future. So experts predict that the dental industry will fully adopt 3D printing as its dominant manufacturing method. And then there's bioprinting, printing human tissues. So, like we all seen in the movies, printing human tissues might be possible in the future. And with this, we can expect printing bones or even organs in the future. So maybe someday we don't have to worry about cancer or even aging anymore. And in the construction part, metal 3D printing technology will continue to mature. So we don't need to worry about the strength and the durability of the finished product. And as the material table continues to expand, more and more limitations will be eliminated. Another interesting idea is using 3D printing to help colonizing Mars. Some researchers said that we can first send printer robots up to Mars and use Mars rocks as materials and build a suitable habitat for humans. And later we can go there and colonize. This seems like a fantasy, but anything is possible. To a small keychain, like I made in high school, to a fully functional house, 3D printing is full of potential. Surely, this technology will not only completely revolutionize manufacturing industry, and will also create a better and easier world for everyone. Thank you.
This is very good, right? Did you guys pay attention? Did you really? Okay.